has played very well at times this season. Big game for us because it's, last home game. We got a lot of seniors that, I've been through a lot here and have really kind of been critical to us, getting this program headed in the right direction and having a good trajectory. And we definitely want to send them out with a victory on Saturday at Senior Day. So again, big game for a number of reasons. Looking forward to playing and competing against a good team.
We talked on Sunday a little bit about the pressure these guys put on you defensively. As you're watching tape, are you seeing anything new? Are you seeing any remedies? Or
well, you got to throw the ball quick. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You've got to, there are times you have to block it up, and they're going to show you a lot of different looks. And the thing that they do a nice job of is they don't tip things off. Typically, you can see safety rotations, and you can tell by alignment, and they do a nice job of disguising everything they do. Probably, as good a job as anybody in terms of disguising looks and where they're coming from, and there's not a lot of, typically when you look at a team that blitzes a lot, there's some tendencies, some real strong tendencies, and these guys don't have a lot of tendencies. So they kind of make it a little bit more difficult on you to get yourself in the right protection and, where you're going to send the back and all those different things. This group is a little bit more difficult to prepare for maybe than some others because of that.
One of their top producers last season I think it was Foster, has seen his production drop. Are they just going other places with the ball?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Demario Richards really kind of come into his own as well, and so I don't know that it's. I think it's just more a byproduct of having a lot of good skill players. When you sit down and you look at them, I mean, they've got really good talent across the board at a lot of different positions, and I think that's probably it as much as anything else. Just the fact that there are so many different guys to share the ball with that are good players.
Their quarterback has done some damage by running the ball, but is he primarily a drop back, or what do they do with him?
Yeah, he's a pocket passer that can run, and they're gonna have some called runs with him. I mean, there's going to be some zone read things that they run, and there's going to be some quarterback draws and called quarterback runs. He is a good runner. He's a fiery player. He plays hard. But he can make plays with his feet, and then he's faster and more elusive probably than you think he is. Just in the open field, he's made a lot of big plays in terms of long runs and converted a lot of critical third downs for them. But he's also a pocket passer. I mean, he can stand in the pocket and throw the ball as well as anybody. I mean, he's got a big time arm. He's got a nice quick release. Ball comes out of his hand really nice. He's a fifth-year senior. He's been around for a long time. He's got a real clear grasp of their offense. I think he's a really good quarterback.
And their running back has almost got 1,000 yards. Is he? Can you describe him?
Yeah. Physical runner. Good blend of size and speed. That's probably the thing that stands out about him is that he runs tough, runs behind his pads well, finishes runs well, but also has that breakaway speed that you're looking for.
With Pyatt and Drew out, how are you feeling about that free safety position right now?
Well, clearly we have some injuries there, but the good thing is we've got some depth. Deron Brown, Kahari Vanderbilt, Luke Rebenzer, all three of those guys will be, we'll see time on the back end, obviously along with Steph. And so, fortunately we have some depth. Kahari and Deron are both good athletes, guys that are starting to play better and better, the longer that they're here and the more comfortable they get. They're, again, both athletic and both rangy, and they can both make plays along with Luke. And so, it's not ideal, because we were getting really good play from Demario, and Griffin was really starting to come into his own. He was playing his best game that he'd played all year, probably against Stanford. But as I said, it's comforting to have a little bit of depth back there.
Yeah, a couple of those guys you mentioned kind of seemed to kind of settle into the rotation as the year progressed. How have you felt about the progressions, particularly of a guy like Vanderbilt?
Yeah,
and Brown, for that matter?
both he and Duran are pretty similar. They're both, again, they're what we're looking for at that position. They're athletic and they're long and they're rangy. They both play pretty physical. Good tacklers. As you said, I think both getting better. The funny thing about safety now in college football, it's a lot like the middle linebacker position used to be, and the middle linebacker position is probably not as complex as it once was because the run schemes are a little bit simpler, but the passing schemes are so much more complex. And so now, you got to have a guy in the back end that's got experience that can make checks and can see things because people put so much pressure on your safeties so many different ways. Those guys have to be involved in the run fit. They've got to leverage the ball correctly, and then they've also got to, obviously play the pass. And so, playing safety in college football used to be a pretty easy position. You could put somebody back there that could, run around and make plays. It was more of a make the tackle if they break the line of scrimmage type of thing. Well, now it's much more complicated, especially with the popularity of the quarterback run game. Now you got to get safeties involved in run fits even more than they were before, and there's just all these little nuances that make it a more difficult position to play than it used to.
When you look back on Jordan Rigsby's career, just what has he meant to that O-line? He's obviously started.
Yeah, he's been playing for a long time. Jordan's, kind of been the, the leader of that group, I think, in a lot of ways through the years. He's, he plays with a lot of emotion and plays fiery, plays hard, plays tough. I think he's probably played his best football the last 2 weeks. He really played well against Stanford, and he played really well against Oregon State the week before. And it's good to see a senior that just keeps getting better. I think that's what you want all those guys to do is just keep improving. And as I said, I think Jordan's played his best football the last 2 weeks. He's been a lot to our program. I mean, again, he's just been somebody that loves Cal, has stuck it out and been through a lot. And when he came here, I'm sure he didn't really think that this was going to be his career the way it went down. But he's done a great job of sticking with it, and through a coaching change and through a bad year, and just as we're trying to grow as a program, he's done a great job of leading us through it.
Could you talk about Jared's progress this year? What you've liked about him from start to now this year? Yeah,
I think he's really played well the last 2 weeks as well. I think it seemed like offensively we hit a little bit of a midseason slump. Tony and I were talking about it today. Our numbers on offense are up in a lot of categories. We just haven't scored as much this year as maybe we did in the past or expected to. I think part of it's been the defenses in the league are a little bit better. We've run, it's been an interesting year. We've run a lot less plays this year on offense than we did last year. It seems like we've had a substantial number of less possessions as well. So all those have, I think, hindered our ability to score. And certainly Saturday, the biggest thing that hindered our ability to score was just, we didn't execute as well as we needed to in the red zone. And so, I think Jared's had a good year. I really do. I mean, I think he's played well for us. He's played consistent. What you want quarterbacks to do is give you a chance to win football games, and he's done that. We've played very few games this year where we didn't have a chance to win, and he's been consistent and done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball. And getting balls to the right guys. And so that's really what that position's all about is getting the ball to the right players. And, Jared continues to make, some plays from every week that you just go, wow, you're not sure that anybody else can make this play except for him. And, the good thing is, like I said earlier about Jordan, I mean, he gets better. He just keeps getting better and better, and that's what you want to see out of a quarterback.
I know he won't make a decision on his plans, but will it occur to you at some point on Saturday night that this might be the last time he's playing on this field? Yeah, no, it definitely will. I mean, I don't, as you said, I don't know, what his plans are going to be, but that's certainly a distinct possibility. And same thing. You just want to make sure. I just want to see him play well. I know it means a lot to him to play well at home, and again, send these seniors out with a win. And so,
I anticipate him playing very well Saturday.
Can you imagine these 3 years without him?
Yeah, again, I think Jared's taken on a lot since he became the quarterback here, and it's been fun to watch him grow and to watch our program grow and the two of us grow together. And I think that's been a fun thing, and it is kind of hard to imagine what it would have been like without him being here, because he has been such a stabilizer for us as we've continued to try to get better and better every year.
Okay, any further questions for Sonny?
Okay, guys,
Okay.
thanks. Appreciate it.